Hey everybody, Aaron Blaise here, and what day is it? It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, and 1 week away from Christmas. I'm getting excited. I always get excited around Christmas. How about you, Dustin?
I get pretty excited.
So that was a fun stream we did last Thursday. If you guys remember, we did some. I went back to some traditional media and did some live charcoal drawing. I got really hooked on it, so I went and did another one. So I did this one over the weekend. This bison. And still working on it. I've got some stuff to do on the body and all that. But it's been a lot of fun. And what else have we got going on? So we've got our 12 Days of Christmas going on over at creatureartteacher.com. So all the 12 days leading up to Christmas, we've got a different sale going on right now. I think it's 45% off our digital painting course. So that's pretty cool. And we might have some secret promo codes for you guys today. Nick might have something for us if Nick writes to me. I just have a blank screen up here, so I don't know if he's writing or not.
Nick.
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 And then what else? Oh, I'm doing a new course, but it's not brand new. It's a redo of an old course. The very first course that I ever did when we first started Creature Art Teacher 5 years ago was a four-legged locomotion. I did walks, trots, and runs, and I did it on like this crappy old free software that I found, and we've become much more sophisticated since then. So I am completely redoing that course. I'm doing it in TV Paint. I'm going to be adding a couple of walk cycles to it. Right now I'm doing walks, trots, and runs using the cat. I always like using cats. But I also want to talk about reptiles and use an alligator and how they move. They have a very specific way they walk. So I'm going to animate one of those and also a big elephant and talk about how big, giant, heavy creatures walk. And then on top of all that, you'll get all of the other locomotion that I've done for all of my animal drawing courses. So those will all be included as well. And the other cool thing is, if you've already purchased the course, the old one, you'll get this one for free. It'll come in and just replace it for you, and we'll be all set. You'll get a brand new updated version of that course. So that's going to be kind of cool for you.
Has it really been 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years, man. So that's what I'm doing. And that's matter of fact. Actually, you can jump to the my desktop, Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
This is you guys are probably tired of seeing walk cycles because I do them all the time. But this is one that I just did yesterday. I gave her a nice little saunter, a nice little sexy saunter in the way she's walking. I wanted to kind of exaggerate the overlap in the head, but to make a few points. But anyway, this is the walk that I did yesterday. And so today, after I'm done with you guys, I'm going to be doing some trots and then runs tomorrow. To get the trots and the runs. I have been drinking a little bit, so. But as usual, I've got Dustin, my son, my trusty sidekick over here on the side, and we've got Nick Birch in on the west coast of Florida, about 160 miles away from here.
Give or take.
Yeah, in beautiful Sarasota, Florida, and he's going to be taking care of questions as well. I got to hydrate.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
I had a little bit of wine last night. I know it's kind of a recurring theme that Aaron shows up kind of dehydrated the next day. But we had a great time. We had a really good time. But today, what I thought we'd do today is let's just do a request day. So I'm going to jump over to Photoshop and let's make it a holiday request day.
People have been requesting for a reindeer, rhino, Santa.
Reindeer, rhino? Right? What's that? A reindeer, rhino?
There's reindeer and then a rhino Santa.
I like that.
A rhino Santa?
Well, I was thinking a rhino reindeer, but a rhino Santa's kind of cool too.
So he recommends anything reindeer type, Santa and charcoal, a tiger drawn as one of Santa's reindeer.
I'm going to put the camera back on me because I'm going to get rid of some of these other drawings. There we go. I'm going to dump this. You can answer. Can you answer? This is a YouTube question. Let me get rid of this. There we go. Now I can start with a brand new course or brand new file.
Is your mind okay?
Yes, I'm shorting out big time here. can you answer a question, TV Paint? You're the only one I can ask. Whenever I render the animation, it's really low quality. Is there any way to fix that? Yes. Put render it to ATV. Is it ATV? Let me see here. Let me jump over to TV Paint and go to Export. And over here on the left, you'll see format, AVI. Export it to AVI, because right now it's either animation or a single image. So you export it as animation, and then you do it as AVI. That, for me, gives the best, absolute best quality. Oh, I couldn't get that word out. Oh, and today's Christmas sale is 45% off the digital painting photo in Photoshop course. My approach to digital painting in Photoshop. So there's that.
Got a few more recommendations.
Your own take on Rudolph. I like the Rhino. There's something about the Rhino thing I'm really digging.
Like put the little Santa Claus hat like on the horn or something.
Yeah, or a Rhino Rudolph Rhino. Rhino Rudolph. That just sounds fun. You like that, Vedanta?
Rhino Rudolph.
Rhino Rudolph sounds funny.
Rhino Rudolph.
Rhino Rudolph. Whoever came up with the Rhino, I love the Rhino. And let's do Rhino Rudolph.
Yes, but I think this one sounds pretty funny. Draw yourself as Santa with a reindeer that looks like Dustin. It would have a lot of head hair.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump over to TV Paint. I want to pull up some Rhino reference. I've got some Rhino reference. Let me see. Where is...
Can we keep you on camera too?
Oh, no, we can go to the desktop. Okay. We can go to the desktop, and let's do 20 by 16. Let's create that baby. It looks strangely square to me. There we go. And let's go do our typical gray background. We'll fill that in.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Moose.
We're back to moose, huh?
It's all about the mooses, eh?
Yeah. Okay, alrighty.
Alright.
So
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Rhino.
Yeah.
The red-horned rhino?
And if a rhino, he doesn't even need a team of reindeer if he's got a single rhino. That rhino can pull the sleigh on its own. A penguin with a candy cane. That's sweet. Whoever said that, that's sweet. But we're doing a Rudolph Rhino.
We're gonna have Rudolph Rhino with the penguin leaning on a candy cane.
I've got white rhino. I want to do a white rhino, or actually a black rhino would be awesome. A bunch of different animals pulling a sleigh. Come on, we've got 2 hours. I've got 2 hours.
You can do it. We'll make it a four-part stream.
Let me go into photos here. These are all my photos. You know what? I don't think I have any on this one. Let me quit photos. Because I might have something. This is what I'm going to do. Is it Option? Control.
Chip Santa looking like he stole the sleigh.
Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Old Mac photos. That's where we want. Choose that library. So I've got some old photos that I'm going to go into. These are not them. Oh yeah, all photos right here. Come on, baby. All photos. There it is. Here we go. Look at all those alligators. This is right in our backyard. Look at those babies.
There's a gator.
Yeah, we've got lots of gators here. But I've got some black rhino reference. Way back here, you can see I've got a lot of photos, thousands and thousands of photos. And we're coming into, where are we coming into? We're coming into parties, and here we go. There's some, there's Indian rhino reference. These are photos that I shot while I was in Nepal. These are wild Indian rhinos. I kind of want a big black rhino though. black rhinos, they have a much more classic, long horn.
So recommended Gator Grinch.
Gator Grinch. That's kind of funny. This is India, when we were in the backwoods in India.
Whatever you
Oh,
do,
actually, this is Nepal.
Somebody wrote.
This is still... Where am I? Okay, we're still in Nepal. Kathmandu. Come on, my mouse is messing up here. Help me out, Dustin. There we go.
It's all on you.
All right, so here's Africa. These are some lions I photographed. You guys are getting to see everything here. Look at this leopard that made a kill. I got some great photos of her. Okay, we're going to look for black rhino. Of course, me, I don't keep anything organized. So I know I've got some really great... driving me nuts. You know what? Screw it. We're just going to Google it. And then
I'll... traveled so much. You're so lucky.
I know. I have. I'm very lucky. This is when we were the Maasai. Oh, the Maasai were awesome. Look how high these guys leap. They were dancing for us. They're just straight up and down. Look at that vertical. He's like 3.5 feet off the ground. So, yeah. Oh, look at this guy. Isn't he a beauty? He was just camped out. Yeah, he was an awesome lion. Still a young guy. You could see the blonde mane. Somewhat young. This is from our hot air balloon. I took this photo from the balloon. I like that one with the shadows. But yeah, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's see here.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. Stay on target. And I am not finding the black rhinos. I think it's in from my other trip to Africa, which I don't have in here right now. So we're just gonna Google up here. There we go. And let's see here. Let's go black rhino. Let's go black rhino. So this is what, if you get desperate, you need, see, this is the real classic, rhino with the two horns and long spiked horn. That to me is a really great classic rhino, the black rhino, which is very threatened right now. So I'd like to kind of honor him and give him a nice little image. I like this one here, and I like this one.
I like the one to the left.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to get a more full body, because
you want him to pull the sleigh?
Yeah. Let's pull this one in. I'm gonna pull that into Photoshop. Let's see.
Photo shoot.
And
Somebody all the way in the back writes, "Draw a red panda."
A red panda. There we go. And we'll get this one and this one as well, Dustin. We'll get this guy as well.
Do you think being a good photographer is instrumental to being a good illustrator?
Well, I think being a good illustrator, you will understand composition, and so if you understand composition, that's a big part of being a good photographer, is understanding how to compose the image. So I do think that one can, influence the other. But I mean, it's also understanding lighting and, but that all goes in with composition. And that's good. So I've got 3 here that I want to use. I'm going to put this back up here. And we're going to jump over and say, hi, Nick. Back to Deep Thoughts with Nick.
Nick.
Type Rhino in the search box of my photos. Will that really work? I didn't know that. Let's do that. Search. Rhino. Holy moly, Nick! You blow my mind.
Thank you.
There's the black rhino. He's the black rhino that I photographed. I didn't know I could do that. Boy, these computers are smart. Yep, there's the black rhino. Right here. I photographed this guy. He was awesome. Or gal, I can't tell. We'll just take a quick little snapshot. There we go. Now, let's go back to Photoshop. And let's open... Let's go to desktop, and we'll open these 4 images. And I'm just going to pop them up here. Whoops. Come on, baby. Whoop. Man, I am just all out of sorts today. Why is it not going up, Dustin? Oh, you know why? Because I've got Nick
Full screen.
Right there like that. And I can't. Now I can put it up there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes. Yeah, seeing a black rhino in the wild is a really big honor because they are so rare. And each time I've been to Africa, I've seen one. And so this guy right here, this was the last guy I saw. Look at all the scrapes. Look at all the, all the scratches and scrapes he's got along his side. It looks like he was, it looks like some lions went after him. He just looks all kind of beat up. I'm going to put that up here. Here.
Did your wrestling when you were younger influence your work ethic and drive as an adult?
My wrestling?
Yeah.
I think I always had a good work ethic, which I think I always had a good work ethic. It was something that was drilled into me by my stepfather, which I think that's what helped my wrestling. I think wrestling did help, in other areas as far as, I don't know, discipline and just fighting through the pain. But I do think the work ethic came first. I was put to work, young, and I'm really happy that I was. So I'm just gonna draw this very quick.
Have you seen the same rhino more than once?
No, this guy I only saw, it was at the end of the night, end of our game drive, and we just saw him the one time. And I'm just going to sketch really fast first. Sketch really fast first.
I believe you got a new question.
Oh. That's artificial intelligence for you. Yes, it is. Periscope question. I want to be a character designer when I'm older. How can I achieve that? Well, you, as a character designer, you really should know how to draw the world around you because you're going to be caricaturing that world. And so I really recommend drawing from life, doing a lot of drawing from life. I sound like a broken record because anyone that listens to my or sees these knows that I say the same thing over and over. But it really does come down to drawing from life. And the more you do that, the better you'll understand the world around you. And you can abstract from that. It'll, even if you're doing abstract work, it helps you see the world differently to where you can, kind of push and pull. And it's really kind of interesting in that way. Rhinos have 3 toes. I want to try to get, I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm trying to get a nice, I want to get this kind of feel. A foot coming up. See, notice how I go really loose at first because I want to play with like dynamic. I want to try to get poses that are dynamic and play angles against each other. See how I've got an angle that way and an angle this way.
Any advice to give to other artists in the digital art world?
Um, probably my biggest piece of advice for guys in the digital art world is I really recommend working traditionally as well, if you can. It just for me all of that, my traditional work and my digital work, they affect one another. I'm not liking that foot there. I might just leave it out, or I'll put it back here.
Have you tried Procreate on the iPad or a similar app to compare to the Cintiq?
Yeah, oh yeah, I have, and I love Procreate for what it is, but to me, a Cintiq, there's nothing like a Cintiq. I mean, it's Cintiq that does what it does. I mean, this is my main tool. But I love Procreate and working in on a tablet. And so here I'm gonna blow this. I want to blow the head up a little bit.
Don't blow it up.
Because I want the there we go. Yeah, baby. I want the Rhino to be the center of attention. So here I've got what I feel is kind of a fun pose. Thinking in shapes, overlapping shapes to get your foreshortening. I almost said foreshadowing. It's not foreshadowing, it's foreshortening. And he's got to have a big cheekbone out here, big jaws. We can put a big bit in his mouth. I'm going to have to look up bridal reference. Should he, I want to give him a big, I don't know if that's right or not. A big glowing horn. Let's make his, I was putting like a light bulb on the end of his horn. That's no good. There's no bueno, man.
No bueno.
But I think we'll make his horn glow. Rudolph the red-nosed rhino. We'll make the horn itself glow. How's that sound, Dustin?
Sounds great. You want to try doing both horns or just the main one?
I might do both. I could be convinced. Okay, I'm liking the pose. There we go.
What made you choose this pose for the rhino in context to the subject? Is it because the red Rudolph nose is the main subject aside from being a rhino?
Yeah, I just thought a rhino, which has a big horn on its nose, and the idea of Rudolph having a red nose, I really like that idea. I thought it was really fun. And the idea of a big, giant, heavy rhino flying, I think is awesome. I love that idea. Have you seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? As a matter of fact, I have.
You did?
I did. We went and saw it 2 days ago.
Aww.
Yes. And it is awesome. It's amazing. It's the Amazing Spider-Man.
Thank you. Thanks for telling me.
Oh, I'll see it again. I'll see it in a heartbeat. It's so good. It redefined. I've never seen animation like this, which I think is I don't know the director's name. I can't remember his name, but he really redefined how we make animation. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a ton of fun. So I've got a. Let me blow this up.
When you're starting an animation, is it better in paper or in software?
Oh, it just depends on. I think it depends on your. Ooh, I kind of like getting the head kind of level and the body really turned, like he's keeping his head level. He's keeping a level head.
Level head?
Did you stay up all night?
No.
You just kind of gave me that look, that kind of I'm half asleep look.
No. More like I want to eventually go to the movie theaters, but I don't like going alone.
Oh, you're upset about the Spider-Man movie.
I want to see it.
I will take you. I'll take you there. We'll go.
No.
All right, so I want him to be the main subject. Let's look up harness. YouTube suggestion: you should make it a woolly rhino since it's a cold climate. Rhino with fur. I like that idea. I like where you're going with that. I think I want to keep it more familiar. Although actually that might not be a bad idea. It's a little bit like putting a hat on a hat. You know, it's a not only is it a rhino with a glowing nose pulling a sleigh, it's a woolly rhino. You know, it's one of those types of things. So I'm not sure if I want to go with that. Although I kind of like the idea. So there's our rough rhino, and you can see this is one thing I want to talk to you guys about. You can pull up stuff off the internet like we've done here, and I've done over here, and you use that as your reference. You can use that as reference. Just don't copy it. You know, I've used it as reference to make sure that I've got some anatomical things going right on the rhino here, but I'm not copying it by any means. I'm really forcing myself to come up with a completely different pose, which makes it that much stronger. But I do need to look for. I need to look for reindeer harness.
Harness, yeah.
Sleigh harness.
Or you just any form of harness.
That's not what I want. Oh, on those horses. That's interesting. There's the reins, and that's where they pull from. See, this is I want to make sure it's somewhat accurate. See, in these, with Santa, they just pull with the reins. They're not even hooked up with a harness. But there's something very cool. All right, let me see. Oh, here we go. Come on, that's awesome. All right, that's awesome. Let's pull that up.
Now that right there is awesome, I tell you.
Yeah, totally makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to save image. See, there's nothing to that. That's actually really simple. I'm gonna have to do something a little bit more in there.
Jason Momoa is Santa on a rhino?
That's pretty good. Deep thoughts. There we go. Back to here. And let's file. Let's open another image. A reindeer with a sled. I kind of like that.
There are going to be other reindeer with the rhino?
No, I want to do just the rhino. I think he's big enough that he can pull that sleigh all by himself.
All by his lonesome.
All by his lonesome. So let's do this. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's see here. So let's give it a little bit more. It's going to have a harness here. I'm just going to scribble this in.
It makes it kind of, it's a robust unicorn.
Yes, it is.
Pretty much what a rhino is.
There's a sleigh. I want just like the just the bits, just the slightest bit of sleigh shining through up in the air.
What if Santa was riding the Rhino itself?
That's genius. That's genius. Who thought of that?
Genius.
Who thought of that?
That was. Let me see if I can find it. Tarzan 8.
All right, Tarzan Ape, you're a genius. I like that idea.
It would make Santa starring Jason Momoa.
All right, so I'm going to just shrink this down, and then we'll figure out the composition in just a second.
Will you be one of the artists doing portfolio reviews for the Kickstarter?
For the Kickstarter,
Is there an event going on?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is either.
So I get his hat back here. Yes, I'm going to have him bent over. And reaching.
And Santa is shouting, "Just do it!"
I'm going to shrink him up a little bit.
Kickstarter is like a GoFundMe for inventions and such.
No, I know, but I don't know what Kickstarter they're talking about. What Kickstarter are you talking about? That's the question for me. Unless you're saying doing portfolio reviews as a Kickstarter, which that's not something we can do yet. If that's what you mean. Let's make it like, yeah, Santa's getting into this.
And with this, we could also create some really cool lighting effects of the red bouncing off this, the red light bouncing off his face. From Rhino's nose.
There. This is going to be fun. We got hair flying back. Big beard flying back.
I know
His
I
hair
asked
is
this
flying
question
back.
earlier, but I don't think the person that asked it was in here because he's asking again.
Okay.
When starting animation, is it better to start in paper or software?
Oh, it really just depends on what you're most comfortable with. If you're more comfortable with paper, then start with paper.
What size of canvas do you use in Photoshop?
I do a lot of different dimensions. I usually don't go any further, any bigger in any one direction than 20 inches, and then I do it at 300 dpi. So I'm trying to I want to get that like a jockey, like he's got his knees pulled way up. I still think I've got him a little too.
Somebody's asking, what about a red nose, like a red horn?
Well, that's what he's gonna have.
Yeah. Well, I'm personally thinking what would be cool is to make not the entire horn light up red, but like the very tip, and it blends into the horn.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Kind of like
That's a cool idea. Yeah, like it lights up.
Yeah, like kind of like the same effect as when you have like a hot red
Yeah, yeah,
metal pike.
yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna scribble that in. That's gonna. I'm gonna. Let's get this going. Maybe get something hangling, daggling behind, daggling, haggling, dangling.
And the Kickstarter thing, somebody writes, they might be referring to as the one Expedition Art is running in on Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, um, but that we're not doing portfolio reviews on that though.
Ah, okay.
So that's something different altogether. Like maybe getting a foot. I don't like that silhouette. That messes up our silhouette for the Rhino. Hey, say hi to Maddie on Twitch. Hey, Maddie on Twitch. How are you?
Hi,
Thank you for
Maddie.
joining us. There, I think that's a better Santa. Right there, better size. I'm going to twist him just a little bit. Get him up here. That feels better, yeah? Yeah? Oh, they mean for the In Danger book, yes. So, I'm not sure how much longer the Kickstarter is going for that. Nick probably knows. But I still think someone was talking about a portfolio review and with that, and I don't know that we can do that. I guess you can do that as part of the rewards. I think that's what they're asking, but. Sorry, I'm trying to think and talk at the same time, and I'm having a hard time doing that. I'm thinking.
Want to go silent for a minute?
just stop talking.
Just stop. Hey, Aaron, what is a good place that you know of for internships to get more experience with 2D animation? I'm a junior at Ringling looking for internships for the summer.
That I have no idea, and I'm really sorry, but I don't have a clue.
You're on your own.
Yeah, I don't know where you can get a good 2D internship nowadays.
Yeah, probably a lot of like. I'm sure there's a lot of independent animation companies that are still around.
Oh, I'm sure as well, but
They're just don't know which ones.
yeah.
Would the outfit have a safari twist?
Maybe, but I don't want it to be too unrecognizable as I'm not sure what I would do here. Oh, you know what I need back here is
Have them coming in, quote unquote, coming in hot on a rooftop breaking it.
I'm going to put them up in the sky, making a nice simple background. 10 days to go. Oh, there's 10 days to go on the Kickstarter.
Ah.
Free transform. So what I want to do here is I want to blow this up.
Is it cool to be good at drawing everything?
I'm not good at drawing at everything. I just know how to find the way to do it, I think.
To make it work.
We get like this. We can get them like this. I'm feeling like this is probably the better way to go. And I want to get some cloud.
I'm saying this seems to be a little small for a human. Is it a dwarf Santa?
No, I want the Rhino to feel big. Let me see. Let me change my canvas size. I want to change the canvas size. Let's move it height. Let's make it 30.
You can make it vertical to show the ground, like maybe a little house out on the distance or
See,
something.
I like that. I like that kind of composition. I can always crop it. And I'm going to change the size altogether. Image size. Make 30, 20.
Are you going to bring them higher up on the canvas?
Yes. I want more space. More space. Let's see. Question: how do you find interest in creative assignments that you don't necessarily find interesting? I'm assuming. Let's see. I have to. My. It's all cut off here. Let's go to there. That you don't necessarily enjoy. Well, there's always something in there that you can find. I believe there's always something that you can find to make an assignment interesting. So for me, it's there we go. See, I want him up nice and high in the composition. Maybe to make it feel like he's banking, but I really do think it's a matter of just forcing yourself to find that thing that makes it interesting. There's always something. I know when we worked on Pocahontas, even though I love the movie, it was probably my least favorite film to work on. It was very, very tight and very it was very contained. And so what we did, I remember working with Glenn Keane on that, and he says, hey, just think of it as, I wonder if that'll work. It doesn't work. He said, think of it as a lesson in subtlety, getting subtlety into your animation. And so once I started thinking about it in that vein, then I started enjoying it more. So it's that kind of thing. You just try thinking about it with a different mindset.
You alright?
I'm just getting frustrated.
On a bag?
Yeah.
What do you think of the...
Never give up, never surrender. What?
What do you think of Netflix's Mowgli's Animals?
It's funny you asked that. I actually worked on that very early on the animals. I pushed for a bit more of a realistic look, but Andy Serkis wanted to go in more of a direction where the animals look more like humans. And I didn't necessarily agree with him. I really respected his, his decision to want to do that. But I ended up leaving the project after a couple of months, just because we just kind of didn't see eye to eye. But I enjoyed working with him. I thought he's a great guy, great director. But I don't want to slam the animals. I don't want to slam the movie. I really love the movie, to be honest with you. The animals, it wasn't my taste necessarily. I wouldn't have done it that way, but I think, here we go. Just have a couple of random straps flying.
Have you ever thought of making a master class in France?
In France?
In France.
I have now. That sounds kind of fun.
You caught my attention?
Yeah, you have my attention. I want this toy bag, the toy sack, to feel a little more there. YouTube question: what device am I using? I am using a Wacom Cintiq. Do we have a can you use your camera real quick just to take a quick look over here? Is that possible, Dustin?
Let's see. Some wires in the way.
Is that okay? I appreciate it. I know it's a pain in the butt.
Hold on.
But I'm using a Wacom Cintiq. Actually, I'm going to let that bag go right off the top. That's what it needs. We need to break the frame. I kind of feel like that feels pretty good.
So that's just antique.
Yes. So this is the largest Cintiq they have right now. They're coming out with a bigger one, but this is a 27-inch, and it's a pen display. So I'm able to draw and paint right on the screen. It's made by Wacom, WACOM. It's a great product. They are a little pricey, but for me, it's the one I use this tool every single day. I've gotten my money out of it 1,000-fold. I love this device. So I really recommend it. So there we are. I don't like the bag going off now. Man, I know this is one of the risks I take when doing a request day is you guys are catching me cold. So I'm not sure. I struggle as much as the next guy trying to get the right image. Still think that's probably the best way to do it like that. Have I ever tried 3D modeling? And are there general thoughts on it? I've never tried 3D modeling. I'd love to. I just haven't done it yet. And my thoughts, I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. To me, 3D modeling is, what digital painting is to painting. So I think it's awesome. So now that I've got those guys in there, I'm going to knock it all back and redraw, start drawing the final drawing. Did I lose you, Dustin?
No, just check something real quick.
Okay. So what I'm doing here is I like to tie down. For me, the drawing is like good plans for a building. And I like to get in and really get my drawing down really good. Now, black rhinos, for those of you that don't know, have a pointed lip. And it's prehensile. They can move it around and pick leaves with it and all kinds of cool stuff. And white rhinos have a wide, flat mouth. And a lot of people think that white rhinos are named because they're kind of whitish in color, white gray or whatever. And that's not the case at all. White is it started with wide. Their mouth is wide. Their chin is wide. And that's, that's how they got the start for their name. And it, over time, turned into white. So there we go. So there's our rhino there. Oops. What just vibrated?
Oh, that was my phone.
Oh. So here I'm just tying them down, wanting to get everything looking right here. And I'm going to have a strap coming around. I'm just going to make up this bridle. What the heck?
Can Santa bring me my dream Cintiq?
That would be cool, wouldn't it? Be a lot cooler if he did.
Be a lot cooler if he did.
I'm going to bring that out further. I want it to feel like it's sitting on this cheekbone. So I want that sucker way out here. That buckle.
Do you know Don Rosa?
I don't know Don Rosa. No. I do not know a Don Rosa.
You don't know a Don Rosa?
I don't know a Don Rosa. Do you know Don Rosa?
I have no idea.
There we go. I get that ear in there like so.
Oh, here's the drawer animator for Donald Duck.
Oh. Tony Anselmo. I think he was the voice and animator. Tony Anselmo?
Are there any live action properties you think would work in animation or work well in animation?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's a good question. If you think of something, Dustin, bring it up. Question: what could bother you as an animator at Disney, or what is the disadvantages of being an animator? There is no disadvantage of being an animator. No, there's nothing that bothered me. I don't know. I'm not quite understanding the question. What could bother you as an animator? Nothing. I really, I think coming up with production schedules that are too tight, that's always been something that we struggled against. But other than that, it was great being an animator at Disney. I loved it. I had another question up there, Nick, but it just disappeared.
I think the person that asked about the live action properties, if they're talking about like one thing that animators did was did like live action reference filmings.
Oh no, they're talking about like what kind of live action movies would be good in animation.
Oh.
Yeah, properties like that.
Like turning a live action movie into.
Yeah. Or yeah.
They've done stuff like that, like Blade Runner in a way. Recently, forgot the name of the. Oh, but they did like a short movie anime of Blade Runner that was like between the first and the newest one.
Oh, really? That's cool.
So something like that, and also I think Fifth Element would be cool to see in 2D animated.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great idea. So I'm going to change up this foot a little bit.
I've seen the designs for the animals for Mowgli. Have you designed for another live action movie?
I have not. I have not. Question: show us more baby Dustin photos.
Oh God. You don't want to see him. Your eyes will melt.
I do have some somewhere.
Please no.
All right, so I'm not sure if I'm going to put. I'm just going to leave it with just a bridle, like he's riding bareback. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Do I know Robert Stanton and Chris Greco? Yes, I do. I know those sons of guns very well. Very well. Oh, Bobby. We used to say, Bobby, come into the studio. Bob Stanton. Bobby? Hey, Bobby. And Chris Greco, he and I have some stories that I can't tell here.
I'm sure.
Yep, they're great guys. Excellent artists. Really great painters.
Wasn't expecting the Santa riding a rhino. What happened to his reindeer?
Well, I don't know. We've just discovered that this is probably a little bit more practical. I don't know. Is a rhino more practical, really? There we go. Here we go. There. This is kind of fun. I'm digging this guy.
Definitely interesting.
I haven't drawn a rhino in a while.
Santa's at war with Jack Frost.
Yes. Oh, there you go. That's awesome. I like that idea. Who said that?
It was Sal Serrano.
Yes.
And I've seen bits of the movie The Guardians with Jack Frost, Santa Claus, all them.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. And they made him Russian. If I
Yeah.
remember right.
I thought that was kind of cool. There.
What was that rotating thing that you just did with your canvas?
If you hit Control R, Command R, whoops, or just R. If I hit R on my keyboard, I can rotate the canvas. Like so.
Shift R or Control R. Or, you know what? Just press R.
Just press R. I know, I'm an idiot.
It's kind of like you're trying to figure that one thing out. And you start with the most complex things like Control Alt Delete. Use Alt Delete. You know what? Just press Delete.
All right, so there's his face. Let's get that little lip in there. There's his bottom lip. Hey, Aaron. Yo, Aaron, do you know Bruce W. Smith? Yes, I do. Bruce Smith did the animation of Robin Williams as a little character at the animation tour at MGM when we had the studio there. YouTube question. I've noticed you erase lines every time instead of using undo, Control Z function. Is there a reason for that? Yeah, I'm old school. I've just never got myself to use the Control Z. I use it every once in a while, but for me, I like that. The Cintiq feels like I'm using a pencil, and so I erase like I'm using a pencil.
Are you excited for the Klaus movie?
I am super excited about it. I'm a big fan of Sergio Pablos, and so happy that he got that picked up. And Sergio and I are friends, and he's one of the most talented animators I've ever met, and just a really good all-around guy.
And what are your thoughts on the art style of Klaus from Spot Studios?
Oh, I think it's awesome. It really is. So here, I'm just putting him in his little mittens, his little gloves, and he's holding, and there's that beard coming way down. Yeah. Yes. I'm digging this. Whoever came up with this idea is genius. Genius. YouTube question: how much do you like the movie Zootopia, and what's your view on the art style of the movie? Zootopia is one of my favorite Disney films. I'm a huge fan of the directors of that film, and I loved the art style. I loved the character design. Yeah, I love everything about that movie.
Do you have any advice on how...
No.
Okay. Do you have any advice on how to learn to do coloring part in a way that it looks realistic? Do you have a pattern or scheme you follow through?
Yeah, I mean, I think of real world lighting. I mean, when you're talking about coloring, you're talking about lighting. You know, because that's how you get something to look realistic. So you have to understand lighting. And so for me, I've done a lot of drawing from life that involves lighting, and I observe the world around me a lot to get more experience in my lighting and to understand my lighting a little more. And if you do that enough, you can start to make it up, which is what I do most of the time. You can make it up. So here I have them all hunched over, holding on to the straps. Get those straps in there like so. He's holding on tight. Look at that little Santa. He looks like a little Santa, like a dwarf or elf Santa.
He's a Santa gnome.
Santa gnome, which is kind of what he is.
He's Santa Claus.
Got his belt in there.
Can't forget the belt.
Oh. There. Comment, he looks like an older and angrier version of you. Ha ha. Not that much angrier. Get the fur on top of his boots, but let it press up against the side of the Rhino.
Should Santa sweat a little since he might be riding in Africa?
Depends on where you're at in Africa. I know when I was in Africa, we were staying in the Masai Mara, just the northern part of the Serengeti. Man, we had to sleep with hot water bottles in our cots and like layers and layers of blankets because of how cold it would get at night.
Have you ever worked with Don Bluth?
I've never worked with Don Bluth, and I would love to. Never had the opportunity to meet him either.
Everyone has their own style when designing characters. How did you find your style?
I just did it a lot. Style is something that emerges, and the more you do something, the more of a style you'll develop. And so I just, over the years, plus you get affected by other people, and obviously working at Disney affected my style, and so there's a lot of that sort of thing that kind of eked its way into the way that I draw and the way that I design. There we go. That's kind of fun.
What's the best way to achieve that quick but detailed sketch at the beginning? Is it all down to learning shapes? I really need to scrub up on that.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it comes down to learning shapes, exactly. Hey, Aaron. Hi. What do you think about a strand of Christmas lights wrapped around the Rhino? I would like to see how you would handle a subtle light source. That's interesting. I want to make sure we don't get too busy, but that could be kind of cool. A subtle strand of Christmas lights.
Does Wacom screen scratch easily?
No, they do not scratch easily at all. Let's do this.
What app would you recommend for an iPad user who's on the road a lot?
Procreate. Absolutely Procreate. That's what I recommend. Wonder if we should twist the lights around like this. This is clearly, David on YouTube says, this is clearly Amazon Prime Santa. I like that. Let's twist these lights around.
Oh, that makes sense. Amazon. Crazy idea. Can Santa's eyes glow?
That is a crazy idea. No. I don't want to do Demon Santa.
Demon Claus.
Crazy idea. Here's a crazy idea. And actually, you know what? Crazy ideas make it into the movies a lot of times, which is awesome. But no, in this case, I don't want to make them demon Demon eyes.
So you haven't worked with Don Bluth, but have you met Don Bluth?
No, that was one of the other things I said. I said I've never met him either. Hey, listen to me, man. You
I'm
never
reading.
listen to me.
You want me to read or do you want me to listen?
Yes and yes.
Do both.
I don't know if that's distracting or not. Do you think this is distracting? Without
we want Rudolph's
on.
we want
the horn to be
the
light source, exactly, and I just think that's going to be distracting. I'm going to leave that layer right there,
just in case.
Just in case. I'm going to for right now. I'm going to forego it. For what it?
For what?
And then let's turn. Yeah, let's turn that down. Just a tooch. Boy, we're an hour, over an hour. Nick says, I love the lights. Leave them for now. I know you do, Nick. I know you do. I know. It's okay. But I'm not gonna get rid of them. I'm gonna leave them right there. And then, will it be a red-nosed rhino? Yes, it will be a red-nosed rhino. That's why I'm a little bit concerned.
It'll be a red-horned rhino.
Yes. How did that end up underneath? There we go.
What ended up underneath?
Oh, one of the layers got switched. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Let me do this first. There we go. Let's start coloring, shall we? Shall
we? You put jingle bells on the rhino.
We could do that. Those will be accessories I might add later. Let me get him kind of. I want to play him opposite of Santa a little bit. I don't want to go green, but I think I can go like a green, like a turquoise gray with him.
Somebody recommends jingle cowbells. And I had to say in that voice. You can't say cowbell.
Whoops. Wrong layer. Yeah, this might be a little too. Damn, yeah. Don't like it.
Will both horns be red or just the big one?
I think just the big one. I gotta speed this up.
Super crazy idea.
I do this all the time.
How about saving?
Hey, good idea. That is super crazy. Super crazy idea. All right, so I like the drawing so far. File, save as Rudolph Rhino. Save. All right, please say, I normally don't ask this, but if you're watching this and enjoying it, please consider hitting the like button and sharing it. Oh.
Huh?
Nick is telling me to say that. Actually, really, if you do like this and you're enjoying it, go ahead and hit the like button and definitely share it, because we really want to build up our audience. We've got a great audience already, and but you know what? I want to get out to even more people, and I really enjoy doing these each week. And if you guys enjoy it, if you get something out of it, you know, if you learn something, if you like listening to a couple of guys make fun of each other, like Dustin and I, yeah, then, you know, please like it, share it, whatever. Because I really enjoy doing this. A lot. All right. There's some nice. Nick writes, idiot.
You're an idiot.
I am an idiot. And I'm a lovable, lovable idiot. All right, so he's, let's see what we got here. Let's go base colors here.
This is, his name should be Rufus.
Rufus?
The red-nosed rhino.
Rufus the red-nosed rhino. Who came up with that?
Ida Hald Simonsen.
I love it. So we've got Rufus the red-nosed rhino. I'm going with that. I'm using it. I love it. You're a genius, Ida. Rufus the red-nosed rhino.
Had a very shiny
Horn. Yeah, sing it, Dustin. Come on, baby, sing it.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, so I'm getting in here a little detailed, and this is coming together. This is going to be a fun one. And the other reason, too, I'm kind of making sure that these colors are distinct is I want these characters to kind of stand out from one another, right? Obviously. The one thing I haven't done, I think I want to do, that leg's looking a little funky. I got to get the better drawing in there. Just want to turn it around and see how we're looking.
Do you have any advice for making a portfolio for a visual development artist internship at Disney?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what you want to do for visual development. Do you want to do environmental? Do you want to do character? Do you want to do, whatever? So first of all, that's the first thing you got to think about. And then the next is just putting together the best portfolio you can. And, don't worry about size as much as quality. I was on the review board for years and years, and we really looked for, especially in designing portfolios like that, people that could really draw. And I wanted to see various styles if you have the ability to do that, because and I think some people they will get varying advice on this. Some people think that you should have a single style. I believe you should have the ability to change up your style, especially if you're looking for a studio position, because every film's going to be different. And so, they want to know that you can change up your style. And I think that's really important. I think an artist should have that versatility. And so if you can do that, then that gives you an edge right off the bat. Periscope question. Can this get a companion piece of Krampus? Oh, perhaps them charging at each other? That's a cool idea. I love the Krampus character. We didn't grow up with him here, but man, I don't know how German kids slept at night.
Krampus.
He's scary, man.
I've heard.
Oh, I didn't get the ears. Krampus is scary. Hey, Aaron and Dustin. Hi. Have you used the Wacom Mobile Studio Pro? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Well, matter of fact, we have. Dustin?
Huh? Oh, the Pro?
Yeah, Mobile Studio Pro.
Yeah, I like it. It's nice, small, portable. You can pretty much take it anywhere. And if your laptop has a Thunderbolt plug, you could use the Pro as a second screen.
Which is very cool.
Very, very convenient.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got one. And I love it.
And apparently the newer models have an add-on option to put dual cameras in the back of it, and it creates a 3D scanner.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy
3D
talk.
Scan stuff. I saw it at the Wacom booth.
Wow.
We were over at CTN.
Let's make him a little pink.
Did you see the Krampus movie?
Yes, I think I did. I wasn't crazy about it. I think I did. I think I did. Let's give him a really red nose. It's cold up there.
This is
Red
Santa
cheeks.
versus Krampus Rhino joust.
Yes. Now the question is his beard and mustache, is that whiter than the white rim on his hat? Or is it darker? What do you think, Dustin? Maybe I'll give him gray eyebrows.
But I think the white on the hat should be the same as the boots.
Okay.
Maybe make the beard a little darker, like it's more of a gray.
Like he's gotten soot on it, maybe? Soot? You know, soot? Okay, let's do that. I'll let it kind of fade into gray. How about that?
Yeah.
And definitely give him gray eyebrows. Still kind of white, but it's off-white.
Do you have some advice on how to draw faces? This is my kryptonite.
Faces, yeah. Look at a lot of them and draw a lot of them. But, you know, it's a lot of proportion. One thing people don't understand, the people that struggle with drawing faces usually don't know the anatomy. And so I really recommend studying the anatomy. Understand what's going on from the skull standpoint. You know, look at, you know, how the eyes are set into the socket, you know, how the bridge of the nose comes off the face. Those are areas that people really struggle with. And if you can get that right, then that's where it really kind of comes together. And look at the planes as well. You know, really focus on what those planes look like. Periscope question. Can this get a compare? Oh, got that. Question. Your drawing cute characters video only covers babies. I was wondering about illustrating older kids. Would you simply shrink an adult and make it cute? Yeah, I mean, I talk about in the video, there are certain things that make characters cute other than just the proportions. You know, there's a simplicity to a face. You know, as soon as you put more lines in, it becomes more complex and you lose cuteness and appeal a lot of times. You can do varying degrees of the cute proportions. You know, as kids get older, their proportions become more and more adult. And so if you could come up with something in between, you could still hold on to a cute, you know, a teenager cuteness that I think would still stand.
Will you remove the line layer?
Probably not this time, because I'm just so I think I'm gonna make that bag that color. I don't know that I'll have time because it's already taking a long time. We'll see. I might after we finish, you know, maybe later on as I could this illustration could take me, I mean, something like this to finish it really the way I'd like to finish it would probably take me 5 or 6 hours. And I don't want to go that long on a stream. But you know what I should have done? Let me do this. I'm going to erase that and just put that on another layer underneath. That way I don't have to worry about the way it butts up against the body. I can keep it behind and just work on it as another layer. There we go. And I want to get some variance in the color on the rhino too. Some variation. Variation. Gotta learn my English language. There. So that's kind of fun. Let's reverse it back. There we go. Now let's get that harness. I'm going to keep it this color.
Don't forget to save. Who knows how many projects I've had to go through all over again.
Yeah, this
Get to.
this will save automatically.
It's on autosave?
Yeah.
Like what, every...
If I lose it, it'll automatically pull it back up again. It would call it a recovered document. It automatically does that.
You said before that one of your pet peeves in a drawing is evenness. Can you elaborate on what that means?
Yes, evenness is the example that everyone's always heard me use is think of music. You know, music that is even is boring. If the tempo and the notes and everything that make up that music, if it's even, it's just bah, 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 bah. It's boring. There's nothing to it. But when you add texture to it, when you have quiet places against places that pick up in volume, places that have a texture in the rhythm, and then they slow down, you start to get something that's interesting. And the same thing goes for hold on one second, let me get this. The same thing goes for visuals. So I try to create areas that have concentrations of detail and areas that are quiet and open spaces. I try to create uneven proportions, big areas against small areas. I try to create unevenness in the composition so that you're not just sitting right in the middle. There's a lot of different ways to break up evenness visually, and so those are just some of the things that I do. And this, for instance, I probably will simplify a little bit of this area in here, but even on here, you can see I've got areas of detail in the face and on the Santa. Then we get into the body, we got some more bigger open areas. We got the big open toy sack. And so all those things coming together make for a more interesting image to look at. I'm still not liking...
What are you thinking for the texture of the sack? Burlap? Leather?
I thought it was just cloth. But right now, what if I just went really big? I'm just going to try something. Nope. I just wanted to see what it would look like going off the page. We definitely I need some other elements, like cloud elements or something. So I'm going to hit the background right now and see if that helps. So we want a nice kind of nighttime sky, right? Sure, Dad. Yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah, sure, why not?
So I want to accentuate that curve and use the clouds to kind of do that.
Maybe a snowstorm somebody recommend?
Yeah, I'll definitely have snow in it because he's got to have. There's got to be snow in it because that's why he's got Rufus, the red-horned rhino. So let's do this, and I'm going to, let's see, let's go a little darker as we go down.
Did Aaron see the suggestion someone made earlier about snow goggles? That would look awesome.
Snow goggles? I did not see that. Obviously, you guys didn't see it because I don't have it in front of me. I like snow goggles. A few people suggest lights around the bag might be less distracting than the neck. That's a good idea. I think I'll try that. Someone suggested a runway of stars. Ooh, that's interesting. What's my favorite Christmas song? It's Christmas time. What's the one that was it Live? Not Live Aid.
Oh.
And John Lennon. I can't remember the one that he does. Or did.
I can't remember. Yeah, the live aid was the like the We Are the World.
Yeah, but the British version of that when they did Do they know it's Christmas? Do they know it's Christmas? I love that song. I'm going to get on this get on here. We're going to go. See, red is an interesting color. Red is really hard to you can't do a bright red. It's impossible to do bright red. Red is just red. And so it's hard to let me shrink that up. There we go. So that's going to be really bright, and it's going to be casting light everywhere else.
When can we buy Aaron Blaise's Christmas album?
Mele Kaliki Maka. That's Nick's favorite.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is, isn't it? What did you just ask?
When can we buy Aaron Blaise's Christmas album?
Soon, very soon. So I'm just gonna create some random cloud because we're gonna have a lot of snow that he's fighting through. So I'm gonna have some random cloud shapes back there. Let's see. Yes.
Somebody says what you're asking for, the Christmas song that you like, it's called So This Is Christmas.
So this is Christmas. Yeah. That's
Happy New Year.
yeah, that's John Lennon. See that nice little cloud shape I just created? Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Oh my lord. That is the prettiest cloud
See, I don't want to overdo it. Let's see what that looks like. That feels kind of good, right? Just like so.
Is that one of the clouds that brushes that you made?
Yeah, I made this brush. It's one of my wet media brushes. But I'm using it as clouds. See, that feels pretty darn good. So now that we've got that, then there's going to be a lot of snow going over the top of it. And I'm going to add a little bit of that now. So this is Christmas.
I was actually asking, please sing a Christmas song.
Watercolor splatter big drops. I've got to find. Sorry, folks. Let's see here. Where is? See, since I've got the new Photoshop and it's changed how I look at brushes, I haven't redone my brushes yet. Let me try this. This is meant to be sparkles on water. Sparkles. I'm not sure I like that. First of all, it's too light.
Way too late.
Yeah. But I can go in. There's another one that I'm looking for.
How does someone create their own brushes?
Oh, that's a whole other rabbit hole we can go down.
Did you make a?
I've made thousands of brushes, and it's a lot of fun. I will show you very quickly, in just a second, as I get through here.
Did you make a lesson on building brushes before?
I do, and it's I have a full lesson in my oh, hey, from Moldova. Oh, that's cool. Hello, Moldova. I've got a full lesson on how to do that in my digital painting course. That is 45% off today at creatureartteacher.com. There's also, I do a short lesson on my YouTube channel. You have to dig way back. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find this certain brush. Oh, I think I found it.
You think you found it?
I think I found it.
You found it.
Yep.
So he writes, hello from Scotland.
Hello. There we go. I like this brush. So now what I can do is I'm going to go to my filter and I'm going to blur it, but I'm going to put a directional blur. Or do I want to do a radial blur? If I do a radial blur, I can come up here and I can do a zoom on it. Like this. Let's see what that looks like.
So it gives it more camera.
Yeah, see, it gives it some perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. I'm digging that.
Baby.
Let's go a little brighter with it.
Very nice.
Get some big ones in the foreground here.
We have people saying hi from Poland, Greenland, Denmark,
Uh,
Mexico, Australia, Nigeria.
How about Aaron and Dustin do a duet Christmas song video? Yeah. Oh, Dustin needs to do the Chipmunks. Hey, Aaron, I just wanted to thank you for sharing your life story and struggles at Walk'em event here in Brazil. It was really inspiring. It was really inspiring to listen to. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. I've had an interesting story my whole life, but I wouldn't trade it. Wouldn't trade it at all. Let's do another. Dustin, yeah, sing some Chipmunks. Come on.
Really?
You got to do it. Filter, blur, radial blur. Do it, dude.
Really?
Just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's feeling pretty good.
Maybe later.
Come on, man.
Don't put me on a spot like this.
There. I'll put just a few in here that aren't blurred. Yeah. So now I'm going to add, I want to go to the top of our drawing layer. And we got a pretty decent background going now. Hey, Aaron, that's a different one. Do it! Do it! Nick's saying do it.
Just do it!
You know what that means, Dustin? It means you got to do it.
Oh.
Oh. He's so embarrassed. I love it.
You ever give people drawings as Christmas presents?
Yes. Usually family and friends. Yes, I do. You ever change the subject, Dustin?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All right.
Will you
Trying to think of where
for your lessons?
An app. It's funny you say that. We are in the process of creating an app as I talk. Nick and Steve are working on an app.
Ooh.
So here, what I might want to do, well, I'll change that later. See, I can go in with an overlay and put like a red tint where the nose is, where the horn is shining. And also on Santa Claus. So I'm just adding some shadows here.
Very nice.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Rufus is looking fine.
Yeah, baby. All right. I'm just going to blow through this kind of quickly.
Maybe.
What?
I was asking maybe make the bag a bit more green.
A bit more green.
Something more Christmassy.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good idea. Okay, let's do this. Let me turn off this one.
What's your favorite part about the holidays?
Family. Select. Color range. No, really, I love hanging out with family and partying, having a great time. It's a big deal to me. All right, so let's go a little greener with it.
Do you ever use the mixer brush, Aaron, or only the normal brush?
I really don't use the mixer brush that much. I don't.
What was the decision based on to change the brush just now?
I just wanted more of a textured brush. That's all.
What do you wish for Christmas this year?
Happiness and prosperity all around the world.
What about something I can get you for Christmas?
Oh, I want an amp. I want a new amp.
A new amp?
Yeah. You're going, what? Where's my multiply? Yes. I want a new guitar amp.
How much do guitar amps cost?
Yes.
7?
That's 7. YouTube comment. I bought your acting for animation course and am loving it. The intro video is worth the entire cost. Well, thank you. Seriously, people want the Chipmunks. Dustin, you got to sing the Chipmunks. Seriously, they're saying serious. Come on, start with Lonely. Start with Lonely. Yes. You've got to get over closer to the mic.
I think they heard it.
You've got to get closer to the mic.
I ain't repeating it.
I love it. All right, now sing what's the Christmas song? Because I know you and Steve sing it. Come on, man.
I'm reading the comments.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we have no more questions. Just going to comments now. Thanks, I'm losing my job, guys.
I love it. All right, now I'm getting in here, getting the shadows put in. It's coming together. It's all coming together. Rufus, the red-horned rhino.
Are you thinking of adding more realistic textures?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to get some shadows laid in right now.
Gotcha. Because usually you do the sketching, then the fine drawing, then the basic coloring, then this is the lighting and shadowing phase.
Yeah, and I'm not going to put a lot of textures in. I mean, I want it to be... I'll probably get some rough... You know what I should be using is some of my rougher brushes, especially for this guy.
Do you create original music?
Not really.
You only did like the one song, but
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple songs that I've written, but I wouldn't call myself a creator of original music.
yeah.
All I want for Christmas is a hula hoop. That's awesome. No more questions. It's all chipmunks.
Do you still notice regular improvements even after so much practice?
Yeah, absolutely. I always. Yep.
What kind of guitar do you have?
Oh, I've got a whole bunch of guitars.
A whole bunch.
I've got a Larrivee acoustic. I've got a Les Paul Gibson Studio. I've got a Fender Strat. I've got a Loudon handmade Irish guitar. I've got a National Resonator guitar. I've actually got two of those. Well, I've got a National and then a remake, kind of a one called a Johnson, which is made to look like a National and sound like a National. What else do I have? I've got a whole bunch.
Can you play the guitar like you were just ringing a bell?
Somewhat, not great. I wouldn't call myself a great guitar player, but I love playing guitar. You need to hear Ronnie Williford play guitar. That man can play.
Would you like to do comics in the future, like comic book art?
Not really. You know, I like it. I can appreciate it. It's just not something that I've really wanted to pursue. And this is kind of fun. Now I'm hitting something that I'm liking. I'm losing the Rhino though, so we got to do something about that. I've got to either go darker in the background, or lighter, or darker on the Rhino. So let's go darker on the Rhino.
We can make him an albino rhino.
An albino Rhino. That's really interesting, actually. But I don't think I'm going to. Well,
Never so far ahead.
there was a reason.
There was a reason. Have you thought of it yet? Oh,
No,
but it's
driving me nuts, eh?
Chewy. One of my favorite scenes.
Well, there was a reason.
Just act like we're not here. Okay. Oh, we're not here.
All right.
Whatever happened to the Snow Bear project?
It's still going. What do you mean, whatever happened to it? It's still happening.
It's still happening.
It is still happening. We've just had to take some time off from it because of getting other courses done. We've had a lot of travel. If you guys are going to be, anyone is listening from Jamaica, we are going to be at the Kingstown animation event, January 25th, and so I would love to see you there if you're going to be there. I know we've got a few followers in Jamaica, so I'd love to meet you in Jamaica. All right. I'm starting to lose it here a little bit. I need to kind of reassess what I'm doing here. So let's do this. I think he needs to go a little more. I'm going to go lighter on the background. A little bit lighter.
I was actually thinking the opposite.
The horn needs to glow. Yes, the horn does need to glow. I'm going to get to that. Haven't gotten to it yet. Right now I'm just looking at, I want to get a little bit lighter on the background so it feels like there's more snow out there. And we'll get a little bit more silhouette on our Rhino. I'm going to go over him. Actually, start doing that. So next thing I want to do is I want to do a layer over the top. I'm going to set it to overlay. And what I need to do, I'm going to go really red with it. I'm just going to experiment for a second because I want to see what's going to happen. I'm not sure how strong I need this layer to be. But as you can see, if I go over red, it's hard to make red any brighter than it is. You can't really make it brighter. But I'm trying to get red over everybody else. There we go.
Are you gonna add any scars on the rhino, like the reference?
Maybe. Northern Lights in the background. No, we're in a storm. There's lots of clouds. Whose idea was it to have Phil Collins sing over Keen Eye's Confession? And then there's a Twitch question. I'll get back to that. Maybe get those Christmas lights back and have some light reflect on the rhino's wet skin. That's a great idea. It was all of us talking together. We felt like the confession, we already knew the information, so it was going to be repetitive. And so we decided to do a song, and I storyboarded the shot, the rotating camera, because I wanted to be able to go in and out on him. And so yeah, that's kind of when he's saying specific, when he was saying specific things, and so I wanted to have that ability to go in and out. And so so then we got Phil to write the lyrics, and it just carried us, it carried the song pretty well. I liked it. I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to do this. Just see if this works. I'm going to change the brush. And yes, I'm going to get... What would you differently if this were a traditional drawing, like watercolor? Oh, I'd be much more careful with it.
Can you offer this as a Christmas card print?
We might be able to do that. So what I'm trying to do now is just darken the rhino's local color overall. Just darkening his local color overall.
Yeah, we've been having a couple of people asking that question to make this as a Christmas card.
Oh, we can do that.
Definitely sounds like a possibility.
There. There we go. Just darkening him up, just overall, that does help. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go on over the top, and I'm going to hit some highlights. But I do want to try salsing. Salsing else. Salsing. Well, I'm going to imagine there's another light source back here. That's my go-to. See what that's going to look like. Just want to hit like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That might be too bright. Let's do this. It's going to add a little bit of form.
Add a few more highlights in there.
Yeah.
That's almost 2 hours already. Holy crap.
I know. I know, right?
Time is flying.
I know. But I really like the suggestion. That's why I want to make sure we get it right.
I think we should just scrap the whole thing and just go with the zombie polar bear.
Zombie polar bear?
Yeah. When do you decide when to do a new paint color as a highlight and when to do an overlay?
Overlay for me is just really subtle changes. So that's the big thing for me. If I just want to do a subtle change, I'll do it a lot of times as an overlay. Here, I'm just trying to get some highlights, as if he's getting some reflected light off of a source in the background. Not sure it's the right thing to do. That's not bad. Actually, I like that. I like what it's doing.
What difference do you make between working in animation and teaching it as you do now? In what way would your standard technique improve?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Because, like, from teaching compared to doing the animation, do you feel that your technique for animation has improved?
I think, yeah. Well, to me, it's like anything else. Even though I've been doing it for 20 or almost 30 years, the more I do it, if I keep doing it, I get better at it. So I do think I've improved in that sense. You know? Which live action Jungle Book movie did you think was better? Jon Favreau's Jungle Book or Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle? It's interesting. That's an interesting question. From an animal design standpoint, I like Jon Favreau. But I mean, it's really just a remake of Disney's version. I'm a big fan of the original Rudyard Kipling version of the story, which is much darker, which is the Netflix version. I was more engrossed in the story of the Netflix version. I have to admit, I think I was much more engrossed in the story there. But I enjoyed looking at Jon Favreau's version more. There we go. So there's my answer. Periscope question. Which video of yours do you recommend for beginner or digital drawing to start with? Which video of yours do you recommend for a beginner to digital drawing start with? For a beginner to digital drawing. For a beginner to digital drawing. Start with the first video. No, I've actually got a course on my site on digital painting that takes you right from the starts you with drawing. But as far as what video on YouTube, I can't remember. I've got hundreds of them on there. I can't remember a good one to look. Just scroll through the library because I've got a lot of stuff in there that deals with digital drawing. I'm going to come over here. Just want to see if I highlight the other side, if that looks weird. See, I like to experiment with lighting sometimes. And you can have multiple light sources.
What would be the last thing you would want to draw? Like, people really would have to pay you handsomely for you to say yes to do it.
Well, there's things that I just never will draw. You know, I won't draw any kind of blood and gore and things like that. That's not my thing. I don't know. That's probably my limit there. There we go.
Any question from Nick?
I'm looking. We got right there. Speaking of that course, oh yeah. Speaking of the digital course, because I was talking about it earlier, I forgot to mention again. It's 45% off today. The digital video course, the digital painting course that I've created, it's my approach to digital painting is 45% off today. So that's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good deal, eh?
Pretty good dealie. And people have been asking for jingle bells.
Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the lights too. Just hold your horses. Hold your
In this case,
horses.
hold your rhino.
Yes. So yeah, go over to creatureartteacher.com. That's my website.
How do you shade in animation and how it's done in traditional animation?
How do we shade? We have to animate the shadows just like we animate the characters. So they just get animated. You animate them right along with the character. There we go. Little light there.
When will your courses on primates and watercolor paintings come out?
I'm not sure. We plan on doing that. I just don't know when I'm going to get to it yet. But it'll be happening soon. People are still asking for chipmunks.
I already gave it to them.
So right now what I'm doing is I'm going in and just adding little highlights, details. It doesn't need a lot. It doesn't need a lot. But little bits that are going to help give a little bit of form. There we go. This is actually kind of fun. I'm enjoying this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Idiot. All right. Let's do some fur or hair texture.
Around the horn, could you add a red atmospheric glow?
I am going to. That's another thing I'm going to do. Yes. Yes, I can, and yes, I will.
But Dad, they want it now.
Now. but Dad.
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 Dad. Dad.
But Dad.
But Dad. But they want it right now here, Dad.
There we go. Yes. Yes.
I don't know if you answered this. I might have missed it. But do you have a course on organizing your portfolio and presenting your artwork?
I don't. That's a great idea for a course. Nick, write that down. I like that idea.
Nick, do the thing.
Nick, do that thing. That's a great idea.
We see a lot of movie remakes, like Mary Poppins. If you have the possibility, with remake, will you? Will you do a remake if an opportunity arises?
Well, I mean, depends on what the remake is and what they offer me.
Say Brother Bear, for instance.
There we go. No, that's never going to be remade. No. That won't be remade. But
You never know.
I kind of do. But
Should you not be calling him Saint Nick in December?
instead
Like
of
Nick.
oh yeah. Hey, Saint Nick.
Hey, Saint Nick,
We're
do the
gonna-
thing.
We're going to be spending Christmas with old Saint Nick. You didn't know that yet, did you, Dustin?
What?
We're heading over to Sarasota for Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Vedanta and I are. You're welcome to come over if you want.
I'm down. And to Laura, the do the thing that I said.
Do the
that's
thing.
exactly where I got it from. It was from a animated show called Avatar: Legends of Korra. There's a particular character who has an assistant. And he's basically like, assistant, do the thing. He says it at least like 3 different times in every episode.
There we go. So this is kind of coming along nicely, I think. I'm liking the kind of the moonlight, rim light, whatever it is.
What are your thoughts on the upcoming quote unquote live action Lion King?
I'm excited to see it. There's a lot of people that are crapping on it, but I'm really excited to see it. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm a Jon Favreau fan too, though.
The what?
I'm a Jon Favreau fan.
Ah.
I like his work. I don't like that mark I just put there. There we go. Let's lighten that up. So now what I want to do is, what if we add those lights? Shall we? Shall we try it, Dustin?
We shall.
Save. Let's save like we've never saved before. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a whole bunch of different colors.
You put "There we go" on a T-shirt.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
You had a sneak peek of the new Lion King, didn't you?
I got a sneak peek of some of the character design, yes. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. Nick posted another thing.
On that thing?
I think.
Grandma got run over by Rhino. Coming home from our house Christmas Eve. You can tell me that. Oh, what's it? You can think that no such thing as Santa. Yeah.
But
That's for me and Grandpa, we believe. Oh, green lights? We need green lights, right?
And don't forget the greens. Don't forget them greens now.
Yeah, there.
There we go, right there.
Oh, purple.
Purple.
We need a green one here. And yeah, aren't there purple lights?
I think so.
Let's just say yes, there are. Let's make this one purple. Up here. What?
And that green looks more like looks like a yellowish green.
Well, isn't that special?
Ain't that something?
Yep, because it's going to be bright. So now what I want to do is I'm going to color over the tops of these, I think. I should have done that in the first place.
Should have done what?
Colored over the top of this.
Oh, the bulb wires and all that?
Yeah, I'm going to turn that off. There's our lights. I'm going to connect them very simply. Whoops.
If you could change one thing in the original Lion King, what would it be?
Change one thing in the original?
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't think I would change anything. I really don't think I would. I don't like what I'm doing there. What am I doing? What am I doing, Dustin? What am I doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I gotta move this down is what I need to do. There. All right. So now what I want to do is I'm going to... I'm losing energy here. So I'm picking up the energy, folks. Picking it up. I got to figure out... Right here. I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to set this to overlay. I want to see if this works. I'm going to grab this color first and go brighter with it. And what happens... I kind of paint right there. Maybe a little bit right there. And definitely right here.
What's your favorite fantasy creature to paint?
Fantasy creature. Man, that's a good question. I like that question. I would say I love painting dragons.
Dragons?
I love them. I love drawing dragons. I've got to lighten that up on a regular layer in just a minute. Grab orange.
But actually, that makes me think of my own question. Since you like dragons,
Yeah.
of all the movies or shows, like, what was your favorite dragon design?
Ooh. Did you ever see what was the one where I think Christian Bale's in it and Woody Harrelson, where they have to kill the dragons.
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire. I love those designs.
Definitely love. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I totally agree.
You dig it?
Yeah. Although another favorite of mine would be Smaug from The Hobbit.
Smaug. So we got a little bit of a glow, and then what I'm going to do on the light layers is this. I'm going to, where are we? It's right here. I'm going to come up to my brush mode and go to color dodge and just make it kind of hot.
Oh yeah, and also How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I like them for sure, obviously. So I'm just getting a glow. See, you can't do it with red. It's hard to get bright red. It's one of the things about red. So I'm giving all these little guys a little bit of a glow. You see it?
I sees it.
You like it?
I likes it.
Just each light, just going through and just hitting it using my color dodge, setting on my brush mode. There. Now I'm going to do it on here. Where am I? Nope, that's not it. This one. So he burns bright.
So what are you going to be using for the textures for the Rhino? If you're going to add it.
I'm not going to really add too much texture. I'm going to add I'm going to add some dry brushing, some of my dry brushes. Actually, my favorite one I've got right here. One that you made, actually, Dustin.
Oh, really?
Yes. And let's see, I want to go under the snow. Because that's a layer I never used. Just want to go through and just add, you can see right here, oh, I'm color dodging, actually, is what I'm doing. Don't know if that's what I want to do. No, I want to go to normal. And what you can see I'm doing is just adding a little bit of roughness to the texture on the Rhino itself. Twitch comment, the Christmas lights look great, doesn't distract from the horn. I know. You guys are awesome. I completely agree with you. Thank you for the suggestion.
The lights look like something the Rhino dragged with him on the last house visit.
Yeah. I concur. So now what I want to do is just get a little bit of texture. Whoops, that's no good. No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
Yeah, just a little bit of light like that.
Want some light bouncing?
Yeah, just a touch.
Just a light touch. Just a light touch of light.
Yeah, just little bits like this. Maybe a little bit there.
Good.
Yeah, getting a little reflected light.
They're using the texture.
Have you tried to use the airbrush for the glow effect yet? No, I have not. I will. I'm going to do, I do that very often actually. There's my airbrush. And what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of this color and we're going to bring this way up like so, like about there. And I'm going to knock this back to about 40% and just touch it. And just touch it and touch it and touch it there, just like so. And then we're going to do the same thing on these colors. Just a touch, 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 like so.
You missed one.
There's one. And we'll do it on the red. So I want to go bright with the red.
Touch.
Touch. The red, I just want to lightly touch it. And have we done blue? Did I miss a red?
That green right there. Yep, there you go.
And then we want to go purple. Just a touch. And then we got to go blue, right?
Yes. Our question is, do we want to do that at the same effect to the horn?
Well, I can always try it and see how it looks. So we're going to go bright. Not too bad. Not too bad. There we go. And once again, I want to try my overlay. I still feel like I want to get a little bit of too much. That's a too much. Let me pull it back.
people are asking for maybe a cold breath from the nose of the rhino.
That is genius. Genius, people. Actually, what I might do, let me try this brush. My cloud brush.
Every time I see a pencil, I ask myself, to be or not to be?
Truth.
That there's a real question.
I don't want it to be too distracting. I'm not sure.
I think like just a small little...
Just a touch.
Just a little touch puff. Touchy touch puff.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go through now and just hit. Go to normal. Let's bring this up. There we go. Just adding a little bit of texture.
You know how much contour line to leave while doing wide ranges in value? Just kind of eye it up till it looks good?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I understand the question, but yeah, it really does come down to whether it looks good. You notice I just laughed like Jabba the Hutt? I just went, yeah, just getting a little bit of this pink light happening under here. That feels right to me, I think.
Yeah. Alright, you draw a little patch on the bag.
Oh, a patch?
Yeah.
Like it's
Maybe
been
like
sewn up a
maybe
couple
like
times?
candy cane patch or something. Maybe a Christmas tree patch.
Well, yeah, let me get to that. There we go. Yeah, this is... I'm in need of some definite definition here. There. Hey, Aaron, what's your favorite painting medium and why? I don't know that I have a favorite. I really love a lot of different mediums. I love oil for its richness and what you can do with it. I love watercolors, probably my first love. It was the first medium I learned as a young kid. Acrylic, you can do some amazing things with acrylic as well. Oh, geez, you put me on the spot.
How young were you when you first started watercolor?
I was 8. Yeah, I was 8 years old. My stepfather started teaching me how to use watercolor. There we go. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different. Obviously, there's a lot of different mediums out there, and it's hard for me to pick any single one as a favorite. Gouache is awesome, yeah, there's just a lot of great ones out there. I'm going to go in a little brighter on some of these.
On the lights?
No, on some of the rim lighting.
Ah. Because I was going to say, because some of the folks are actually saying that the lights themselves are, a tad bright.
A tad bright?
Yeah, a tad too bright.
Well, let's see. They are a little bright. I can pull those back.
Pull back the opacities a bit.
Mm-hmm. Where am I at? Where's my lights? How's that? Right there. Close enough. Close enough, my friend.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right.
Can you do a gouache painting on one of your next live streams?
You know what? That's a great idea. I should do a gouache painting on one of my next live streams. I've done it. I did one a while back. I did it as a demo though for the YouTube. For YouTube. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think I'll do that. This is all coming. I'm kind of noodling it now. Nick says, since we email a gift to our newsletter subscribers every year, how about send them the high-res Photoshop file of this for Christmas morning? Yes, let's do that. I like that, Nick. For those of you that get our newsletter, subscribers, you're going to get this as a Christmas gift newsletter. Drawing on the wrong layer. I hate that. I hate that. Drawing on the wrong layer. Oh, drawing on the wrong layer drives me nuts. I do it all the time. Screw it.
And we're at 3:22.
Okay, well I'm almost done. I'm gonna Are you getting a little impatient, Dustin?
No, I'm just like, well, maybe a little, but
Well, maybe a little.
I just keep forgetting how long these things can take sometimes.
Should the background be darker? Nick is asking me. I wanted it to be lighter because there's a lot of snow and particulate in the air.
I do understand the whole snowstorm thing, but it does kind of give that daytime kind of feel having it so bright.
Well, what?
You just can't win.
What? How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I relent. That was a great idea.
I surrender.
I surrender.
I surrender to your judgment.
I'm not labeling my layers, and I'm not doing very well here in finding them.
You might want to make sure that you're saving too.
Oh, yes. Save. There we go.
There we go.
I just got to define him a little bit more. This is fine. Going to define some of this chord. There. That feels a little better. Let me go.
That looks good.
Go really dark. Side that nostril. Hit some darks here. This is kind of fun. What do you think, Dustin?
I like it.
One more.
I just love the fact that it's a red-horned rhino. What's the name that we gave it? Rufus? think it was Rufus.
Yeah,
Rufus
well,
the red-nosed rhino.
someone, yeah, one of the viewers said that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call this one done for now. Just going to hit a
more touch-ups later.
couple things here. Yeah. But, yeah, we've been at this for 2.5 hours. I should be a lot further along than this, but it's not too bad.
No, we've been.
I love doing request days. I never would, in a million years, would have thought to do a red-nosed rhino.
A red-horned rhino.
Yeah, a red-horned rhino. Thank you.
With lights as a necklace, being rode on by Santa himself.
Yeah, I love this. I actually really enjoyed drawing this guy today.
Definitely one of the most interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, is that a flying rhino?
Yeah, man. Trying to think. Do we want more snow in there? Let me add a layer on top just to see. Oh, I gotta go search for that brush again. Doggone it.
What are you looking for?
Oh, the snow brush that I had. Huh. What? Here it is.
Aha.
I find it.
So did they take out the ability to like organize your brushes into different files?
No, I just don't. I'm just very disorganized to begin with.
Oh.
So it's not. It's me. It's me.
It's you. It's not the computer, it's you.
Any plans for Dustin to sing the Chipmunk Christmas song? That would be really bring the stream home for the holidays. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Nope.
Come on. They're asking for it.
I'll do a chipmunk run.
There, we're getting a lot of snow. I'm just wondering if the snow is getting a little distracting. Maybe we'll go behind him. What if we went behind to Blaise? To Blaise.
To Blaise?
Means to bluff.
Blaise is to
Liar!
bluff, and bluff is
Liar! And then yeah, I'm gonna try some of this the snowflake brushes. See what that looks like in the background. We got a few in the background there, and then maybe in the what did I do with those, Nick? I don't remember what I did with them. Sorry, man.
Nick, do the thing.
Nick.
Nick, Birch.
I don't remember what I did with them. I've got to organize my brushes. I've got them in here somewhere. But anyway, that's another time. Let's see. One more thing I'm going to try here. I want to try something. What happens if I start shifting the hue on the background? We don't want to go green. But I was wondering if I went a little more purple with it. Not red. Just wanted to shift it a little bit more that direction, just to separate out the rhino just a touch. Rufus. And I wonder, I think we can do one more thing. You know that thing?
The thing.
I'm going to put a layer over the whole thing and set it to multiply. I'm going to grab just the slightest darkness, and I'm going to grab my airbrush, go very large with it. Just want to darken down here. Maybe up here. Just darken a little bit. Like so. Then come in pick up some of these highlight edges to get them to pop back out again. Where are the bells? Oh yeah, the bells. I forgot about the bells.
Oh, we have those on later?
Want me to download them from our site to send you? Actually, we could do that.
Could you do the same job with Illustrator in the same 2 hour and a half?
I don't think so, although I could be wrong. I don't think we could.
What about sparkles?
What's that?
What about sparkles?
Sparkles would be interesting, wouldn't they? Hey, doggy. Hey, doggy. You're barking? All right, well, I'm going to call this done for now. I will hit it again later with some of those snowflake brushes. But I think we've got something kind of fun here. One more thing I can do over the top. Just over the top, set this to overlay. And just go with a nice bright, one more time, right over the top. And doing it with a, I don't know if this is going to look right or not. It's not bad, actually. Let me, kind of went too hot on that. Let me redo that.
What are you redoing?
Watch. I'm going to heat it up. Make everything a little more burned in. See that?
Yeah.
Just burn it all in, just a little bit.
Just a touch.
So now that horn is really glowing. Yeah. That feels pretty good. Rufus the red-horned rhino.
You almost said nose there for a
I
second.
did.
The red horn.
Rhino. You know what it needs? No, I think we already got it.
What?
I was going to say some pink snowflakes, but we already got it. There. All right. Well, there it is, folks. Our rhino, Christmas rhino.
Did you just reverse it?
Where are the bells? Yeah, I reversed it. So the bells, I think we'll just do later. Definitely going to do those later. We could do, actually, yeah, let's do those later. Yeah. So, it's 2.5 hours. So that was fun. I'm going to sign it. You guys are awesome. That was a great suggestion. I really enjoyed doing this.
It was kind of an out there suggestion, but it was like, this sounds interesting.
It really did.
Actually, originally it was going to be a Rhino Santa.
Right.
But then we're like, what if instead of Santa, it was Rudolph?
Yes.
We're like, ooh. You have my
Chipmunk?
attention. Huh?
Chipmunk?
No.
There we go, folks. Our oh, now he does it.
For the goodbye.
There. Just a couple of little highlights, even though I'm hitting it like with pink.
Just a few more tiny details there.
So once again, I want to let you know that our Christmas, our 12 Days of Christmas, is happening right now, and that today is day number 7, and it's my digital painting course, how to paint my approach to digital painting in Photoshop. That's for sale today at 45% off. So check it out. It's at creatureartteacher.com. And thank you for the suggestion. This was fun. This is our Rufus, the red-horned rhino. Great. What's that? Oh, yeah. So there's our zoom in. There he is. Kind of fun. Actually, I could get some nice bright highlights on Santa. On his nose. There we go. Oh, yes. Yes. There. So anyway, that was fun. I really enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys Thursday. We're going to be back Thursday. And once again, remember, I'm working on that new the remake of the locomotion course, and we're hoping to have that out before Christmas. So if you're in college or whatever, and you're looking for some good reference for locomotion, I'm going to have our brand new updated course out before Christmas, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So thank you for today's suggestion. A Christmas Rhino was awesome. That was a lot of fun. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Go out and put some beauty back in the world. Be nice to somebody, especially now. It's Christmas time. And put your grocery cart away.
Put it away.
Put it away.
Especially during this time of the year.
Especially during this time of the year. Dustin?
See you guys. Cowboy Bebop.